It's time to move towards the representative from Nirankari Mission. They will enlighten us with current news on youth and community services offered at the Nirankari Mission.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Chicky Dadlani, and today we are very fortunate to have two very respected guests from the Sant Nirankari Mission joining us in our studio today. I would like to give a very warm welcome to Mr. Dan Slebodnik.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for joining us. He is the youth coordinator of the Washington, D.C. Sant Nirankari Mission. We are also very fortunate today to have Mr. Anuj Malik.
Hello.
Mr. Anuj Malik is our coordinator of community outreach and community social services activities of the Washington, D.C. Sant Nirankari Mission.
Thank you.
It's so great to have you both here today.
Thank you for having us.
We have a very inspirational segment, so I'd like to get started with Dan.
Okay.
Dan, could you tell us a little bit more about the Sant Nirankari Mission and its spiritual leader, His Holiness Satguru Baba Hardev Singh Ji?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Dadlani, for inviting us, first of all. Yes, we are the Sant Nirankari Mission, also known as Universal Brotherhood, and we are a spiritual movement. We're having a focus of bringing humanity back to mankind. Mm-hmm. And His Holiness Babaji has his good teachings of love with compassion, tolerance with forgiveness, and oneness with a harmony and a oneness. These are the type of things that His Holiness teaches us. Mm-hmm. And these are the things that we believe will bring like a peace to this world. Now, Babaji knows that the youth are very important. Anybody, any organization, culture knows that the youth are the future. So, Babaji also knows, and for decades he has been bringing the youth to the forefront in the mission. And even at one time, Babaji himself was a youth. So, when he was in his mid-teens, he attended the congregations, the Sangats, mm-hmm. and he was in the service provider organization called Sevadal, and he, did humble devotion. As he became about the age of 20, he started the application of this academic spirituality. He started the youth forums, where he had brought youth together to teach them, mentor them, and lead them, and how to live a good, loving, spiritual life. Service with devotion, meeting your commitments in society, not overextending yourself, and staying away from things that would create substance abuse. So it was the application of these spiritual teachings that he had promoted at a very young age.
That's wonderful. Having a spiritual leader who sets by example is very powerful and meaningful, especially in the world today when we're witnessing extremes of violence, hatred, turmoil, and intolerance all around. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Sant Nirankari Mission is empowering the youth today to stay positive, to avoid peer pressure, and to tread on a righteous and humble path?
Well, it's very good that we have the example of His Holiness from the past, His present, and we know tomorrow He will continue to be that loving leader that we have. And yes, the turmoil in the world today, it's there, it's real, it's serious. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of murder and death, unnecessary. And we have to look at the youth as they're learning the physical aspects of this existence mm-hmm. from everywhere they look.
Absolutely.
But we have to provide the spiritual aspects so that we can have a balance between the two, so that they can live a good life going forward. So the first line of defense we have in the mission is our youth programs, that every second Sunday in our center, it is operated and managed by the youth. They speak, they sing, they recite poetry, they lead the stage, they help prepare food and clean up afterwards. And they start usually around the age of 5. And then up into their 20s. And they learn these simple concepts of love and compassion. And as they gain in age, they really show us that they gain this understanding, deeper understanding of what Babaji is teaching, to the point where we are learning from them. It's very impressive.
That's very, very, very impressive. And being surrounded and encouraged by peers who share the same values, I'm sure is very, very inspirational for the youth. Does the mission sponsor any programs or conferences where the youth can balance their day-to-day material life with their spiritual life?
Yes, there's many events other than the monthly program that the youth I've just mentioned. And for 15 years now, we have consecutively had this youth program in the Washington Center. There's events that happen worldwide. I'll give a couple examples. In India last year in Delhi, there was a Run for Oneness. It was a marathon-type event where thousands and thousands of mission members, young and old alike, ran for the theme of oneness. And you know, they had their slogan was spreading miles, smiles and smiles for miles. And it was just great that you can see these thousands of human beings running through the streets and saying oneness, oneness. Just like we have breast awareness for cancer, it was a spiritual awareness for peace and love and oneness. Last year in Providence, Rhode Island, in the Boston Center had hosted what we have called like a grand congregation, which we say samagam, and His Holiness presided, and the youth had many opportunities to participate in this event. But the one thing I want to bring up, it was the parade, where the youth of all different ages participated, where some held signs with the slogans of His Holiness, religion unites, never divides, peace, not pieces, let's work for it. These many wonderful teachings that His Holiness has. Plus, there was another focus on environment, our only home, this planet Earth, to care for it and take care of it. Also, there was the cultural aspect where they had the dance and the song, which is very nice. So the youth have many opportunities to participate in different activities that are created all throughout the mission. And I'd like to finish with one, which is very good, is the youth conferences, where throughout North America we've had East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, DC, Vancouver in Canada, and this year in Calgary, we're going to have a youth conference on the July 4th weekend. And these conferences are seminar-based, they're interactive, where the youth learn, but they also show what they've learned through multimedia, skits, you name it, any way that they can communicate back what they've learned, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, always the cultural program at the end, which everyone enjoys. So this is how we take care of our youth in the Sant Nirankari Mission. We want them to not just have the physical perspective, but we want it balanced with the spiritual perspective so that they can have a good life as well as anyone that's around them.
And that is very important, Dan.
Yes, thank
the
you.
seeds of positivity that we sow in the youth today, I'm sure they will reap great rewards in the future by spreading love and tolerance all around, especially at a time when the world needs it the most.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this
You're welcome.
information. Maybe we can hear a little bit from Anuj as well today. Anuj, you are the coordinator and the director of community outreach and social community service activities for the Sant Nirankari Mission. Can you tell me and tell our viewers a little bit more about the various activities that the Sant Nirankari Mission sponsors?
Thank you, Dr. Dadlani. It gives me a great excitement to be here in the studio with you. Sant Nirankari Mission not only performs community service at the international level, but they also do it at the local level. Sant Nirankari Mission is one of the leading organizations to organize blood camps for the past so many years. Since 1986, they have organized more than 2,500 blood donation camps, and they have collected more than 1 million units of blood, which is a really high number.
Yes.
And every year they collect almost 36,000 units of blood. At the local level, we have also been organizing blood donation camps for the past 10 years in partnership with the American Red Cross, where twice a year we come together and we donate blood for the community, one in April and one in the holiday seasons. The other programs we have been actively participating in is with the Embry Rucker Homeless Shelter in Reston, Virginia, where our volunteers go and serve hot meals for the homeless individuals and families, and also with the Greater Closet in Herndon, where the homeless or the people in need are referred by the social services, where they can go and they can get their clothes, which is largely donated by our volunteers also. So as you can see, we are promoting community service through the teachings of our Sadhguru Baba Hardev Singh Ji Maharaj.
That's wonderful. It seems like with all the blood donation, the mission has saved a lot of lives. And it also seems that the mission is very devoted to activities of selfless service. Are there any other activities that the mission participates in?
Yes, the mission also promotes what is called women empowerment, where just in the month of December we had a very good seminar on women. We encourage them to be participating in that seminar and actually share their experiences through the mission's teaching. Also, the mission has promoted education through building schools where the people can go in and get the education, building hospitals, dispensaries, and also some of the other activities where the people around the community are part of the future building.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Well, selfless service is always very personally rewarding. Can you tell me how someone, if they were interested in joining the mission or wanting to participate in a community service activity, they could go about doing that?
Sure. So the mission believes that every individual counts, and it is part of our commitment and our responsibility to be part of the community. So we always encourage people to come and join us in performing community service. And there is if people are interested, they can, we are part of Chantilly area in Fairfax County, so they can look up at the website, they can see the congregation time, and we welcome our, community members from all background to come and participate in that.
Great, thank you. We have to wrap up soon. I just wanted to ask one important question, is that by sponsoring all these various activities in the community, it seems as if the mission has become a front line in terms of community service around the globe. Has it been recognized in this regard?
Yes, the mission guided by His Holiness Baba Hardev Singh Ji Maharaj has been recognized throughout the world for the community services and the selfless service that he has performed for the mankind. And there are some awards that I would like to share with our members or with the viewers, and they are Ambassador for Peace by Universal Peace Foundation in North America, Mahatma Gandhi Seva Medal, Dharm Ratna awarded by World Religious Parliament, Goodwill Ambassador awarded by Secretary of State in the state of Georgia, and also in September of 2007, he was invited as a special guest to speak in front of the Parliament in Europe, where 27 members of the European Parliament were present, and he was applauded for his lecture and also for his sharing of his knowledge.
Well, these are amazing accomplishments, and they speak volumes for themselves. And I just wanted to thank both you and Dan for joining us today. We really enjoyed and appreciated having you on the show today. I'm sure that our viewers found this to be very helpful and inspirational. And we want to thank the viewers for joining us today in regards to learning more about the Sant Nirankari Mission.